some very sad news coming out on social media today, and that is Roger Federer has announced he will be retiring from professional tennis after the Laver Cup. And here we go. I can't believe I'm doing this news video already. I was really hoping to see Roger Federer play at least one more Wimbledon, but that is the end of his ATP career. We're going to have, of course, one Laver Cup with Roger Federer, in which he'll be playing on Team Europe's team with the likes of Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, Andy Murray. That's going to be great and exciting, but it's just so sad we're not going to see him in a competitive environment again. 41 years old, it kind of makes sense. He's had so many injuries, and I guess it is the right time for Roger Federer, but still, it doesn't make a day like this any easier for most tennis fans around the world, or even if you aren't a tennis fan, you know who Roger Federer is. He is the most popular man to ever play the sport. And you can see here some of the great moments he's had, winning multiple Wimbledon titles, US Opens, Australian Opens, Roland Garros. He's won it all. He simply has won it all. And listen, irrelevant to the titles, I think this image here shows it really nice. That is the way he plays tennis. He plays the beautiful game better than anyone. He glides around the court. There'll only ever truly be one Roger Federer, and he has brought beauty, class, sophistication to a sport which was kind of lacking. I mean, there wasn't anyone like him before. I'm not sure if there will be anyone after him. He's a great champion, and he's going to just be sorely missed. I mean, the reaction on Twitter today speaks volumes. He put out a 4-minute video with some text as well, which accompanied it, and it was super emotional just listening to him on his journey and how these last 3 years he wanted to play more tennis, but his body was not allowing him to do that. We've got Stuart Fraser here breaking the news earlier on, saying Roger Federer has confirmed that he is to retire from official competition at the age of 41. The Laver Cup next week in London will be my final ATP event. I will play more tennis in the future, of course, but just not in Grand Slams or on the tour. So Roger here saying that he will be playing more tennis in the future. You'd think in the form of exhibitions, and things like that, but never going to see him in a competitive environment again. And that's for, well, listen, most tennis fans in the world, we thrive on watching Roger Federer on the big stage. The memories he's given my whole life as someone who's younger is incredible. I never forget at school watching him play at Wimbledon. Them moments can never be taken away. They were extremely special. And this really does feel like now, with Alcaraz just winning the US Open, Serena Williams retiring at the US Open, and now Roger Federer, we're coming into a new generation of tennis completely. And Roger will never be missed. There will be many players coming through who mirror their game on a Roger Federer. And I guess we've just got to embrace the next transition of what we see tennis as, because there's going to be new players, new styles, new techniques. And in a way, I'm all for it. But on the other hand, I am extremely sad that we miss out on the likes of these great champions. This was Roger's message. It's extremely long, but I'm sure we'll be talking about it in more depth on a podcast with Ben. You can see him talking about the injuries and surgeries he's had, and he kind of ended with this line which I thought was quite powerful, saying, "Finally to the game of tennis, I love you and I will never leave you." So I'm sure we're going to see Roger Federer in some capacity around these tennis events. He's going to be there handing trophies. Hopefully we get him on some commentary. I think that will be quite cool, hearing his thoughts from a broadcast perspective rather than playing the game. I hope he gets some good contracts like that. I mean, everyone's going to be queuing up to get Roger Federer on, that's for sure. We've got GTL Tennis Podcast here saying Federer will end his great career with 20 Grand Slams. Not too bad. And I remember when he hit that 20 Grand Slam mark, we thought that would be a really difficult benchmark for any player to ever reach. And since then, we've seen Djokovic and Rafael Nadal reached that mark and surpassed it as well. But still, it's not too bad, as I said, and I give him the crown because he is kind of the king of tennis, and he can never really lose that title. For as long as everyone can remember Roger Federer, he'll always be the king. 20 Grand Slams, it's a great achievement, and he's not going to be that bothered that he's not going to end with the most Grand Slams, because in itself, he's achieved everything, let's be honest. This is a good one just to speak about some of his achievements. There's so many to list, but these are just some I thought were quite interesting. And that's the most consecutive weeks at number one, 237. He's the oldest number one in ATP history. He's the only player to reach 4 Grand Slam finals in one season 3 times. And he's the only Big Three player with 5 Slam titles at 3 different slams, just showing how versatile he really has been. And the most impressive out of all of them, and listen, I was speaking about this yesterday, funny enough, before we heard about the news with Roger Federer today, and that is he's made 18 of 19 Slam finals between 2005 US Open and the 2010 Australian Open. That is just crazy. I'm going to make a big statement, or maybe it's not that big. I don't think we're ever going to see that again. I don't care if people say Alcaraz or Medvedev or another great player, or maybe Djokovic right now. I just don't think we're going to see that level of dominance ever. 18 of 19 Slam finals between a period like that is so difficult to do. I mean, even just following up the Roland Garros to Wimbledon final, that is one of the toughest things in sport. If you can do that once, to do that like 18 out of 19 Slam finals, just remarkable. And I feel it is a really good way to sort of end this video, because it is just the most remarkable stat. There is one more which we should go through, and this is from June 2004 through to 2006 August. Federer won at least one set in 194 straight matches. Amazing. And Federer went 184 wins, 10 losses overall during that span, with 25 titles in 35 events, including Grand Slam championships at the Australian Open 06, Wimbledon 04, 05, 06, and US Open 04 and 05. Not a bad run. Complete legend. He's going to be sorely missed, and there'll only ever be one Roger Federer. We love you. We love you, Roger. You're going to be missed, and hopefully we see you on our screens in some capacity very soon. But there we go. Let me wrap it up there before I go on far too much about Roger. He's a great man, father, and tennis player. He's going to be sorely missed in our sport. And let me know in the comment section, how much did Roger Federer mean to you? What's some of your favourite memories of him? And of course, we get one more event of him, Laver Cup. We'll be covering as much as possible. But for now, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you very soon.